Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lucas intel, Stefan's kiss, Tate's prison assault, Justin terminated. Days of Our Lives uncover that Lucas Horton and Harris Michaels meet. Tate Dark gets awful wounds in prison. Alex Kyriakis fires Justin Kyriakis, played by Willie Kurth. Additionally, Nicole Walker DiMera and Eric Brady's dynamic causes EJ DiMera to explode with enmity. DOL's weekly recap of Days of Our Lives reveals that Tate did post-bail. Notwithstanding, before anybody could truly observe, EJ ensured that Tate's bail was repudiated. That implies Tate needs to go in jail. Days of Our Lives Lucas intel, Stefan's kiss, Tate's prison assault, Justin not set in stone to make Tate pay for Holly Jonas excess. Fans realize that Tate is honest, yet how might it be demonstrated? Particularly with EJ filling in as lead prosecutor? Brady and Teresa Donovan are teased as being devastated by Tate's condition. It is likewise implied that Tate's prison injury causes both Brady Dark and Teresa Donovan to detonate. DOL week ahead. Harris is at present exploring Holly's excess as well as Salem's medication emergency. Ava Vitale and Stefan DiMera were at that point examined concerning Holly's excess. Obviously, Ava and Stefan kept any information from getting drugs. Not long from now, a short time later, Clyde Weston advised Stefan and Ava to tidy up the wreck. Harris goes to Kate Roberts Brady and Roman Brady. Afterward, Kate takes Harris to Statesville to talk with Lucas. Perhaps Lucas will be the witness that helps bring Clyde down. Days of Our Lives forthcoming days spoilers. Days of Our Lives uncover that Chad DiMera converses with Stefan and Ava about Holly's excess. Notwithstanding, Stefan and Ava imagine they are involved. This prompts Stefan and Ava demonstrating their sentiment by energetically kissing before Chad. DOOL. Fans can likewise anticipate that Stephanie Johnson should keep drawing nearer to Everett Lynch. Constantine Meliunis gets the advantage on John Dark and Steve Fix Johnson. Concerning Sloane Peterson Brady, she begins to unwind. In addition, Kristen DiMera sees that Brady directly before Marlena Evans somewhere else. Alex fires Justin. Fans can likewise anticipate that EJ and Nicole should quarrel over Eric. As Brady battles to save Tate, he's driven right once more into, spoilers, arms. Jail is a harsh spot for anybody to wind up, not to mention on the off chance that you're an honest youngster like Days of Our Lives Tate. His blamelessness, however, is quickly being stripped away as he's compelled to defy how out of line and horrendous life can be. Furthermore, with EJ charging him as a grown-up, Tate's being presented to things he ought to never need to confront, particularly at his age. As Eric Martsolf clarified for Drama Summary, Tate's time in jail is looking terrible so far as Brady and Teresa visit him just to promptly see he has a bruised eye. They have no way of stopping Tate from being beaten up. Martsolf acknowledged that, with EJ as the district attorney, they're stuck. The sum total of what they have is each other to rest on. Out of nowhere, due to these shocking occasions with their child, they're turning out to be nearer. They must work together as a team. Brady and Teresa are shocked to see Tate days. Teresa, however, may not be the lady Brady needs to stress over. Since Kristen's at last back on our screens without precedent for what feels like ages, and it's to berate Brady for being a horrendous dad and neglecting to meet with her and Rachel. Tate and Holly's news, however, hadn't yet up to speed to Kristen. Where has she been? What's more, when Brady fills her in, she pulls back on the analysis and opens her arms in solace. Arms that Brady falls directly into as he separates. It's an intriguing second, Martsolf noted, to process, since you have the lady that really took authority of your little girl from you, and she's idiom, you know what, Brady? You're not a terrible man. To have the lady that has tossed bolts and explosives at you really express that to you is moving. We assumed on the off chance that there's one thing Kristen figures out, it's being a parent. Rachel is pretty much her only love interest. All things considered, Rachel and, in her own bent way, Brady. No doubt she gets it and would prefer to comfort Brady than utilize Tate's inconveniences to additional keep his little girl from him. days, Kristen holds Brady's hand at his home and investigates his eyes. It's extremely intriguing that would be an association that was made through all of this, Martsolf pondered. In some cases it takes disastrous occasions to achieve a few beneficial things. Obviously, whether this is something worth being thankful for or something terrible presumably really relies on how you feel about Brady and Kristen. Since while Kristen may really feel for Brady and need to offer solace, we're almost certain she's additionally very much prepared to utilize this to attract him nearer to her indeed. Ava seeks shelter, story with Stefan to next even out. In the Times of Our Lives recap for Monday, January 8, 2024, Ava took her phony relationship with Stefan to a higher level and attempted to make their main story a reality. Highlights from Days of Our Lives recap: Nicole also stayed by Holly's side. Both Maggie and a weak Paulina dropped by to help Nicole. Trip let Ava in on he wasn't moving to China, then, at that point, got a stunning visit. Chad requested replies from Stefan and Ava. Also, Stephanie became familiar with Everett's past. Presently we should do a more profound jump into the subtleties of what went down. Dim days of the Salem medication exchange. At the workplaces of the onlooker, Everett brought up a lot of issues to Chad about the DiMera contribution in the Salem drug exchange. He attempted to come to an obvious conclusion for his supervisor with respect to his siblings. In the first place, he raised EJ's set of experiences of fiddling with the medication exchange. Second, he mentioned that the back alley of Stefan's restaurant, the Bistro, is Salem's drug central. Chad protected his siblings, yet Everett's case aroused his interest. With Wendy took off to China, Trip let Ava in on undoubtedly that he wouldn't be going with her. He believed he was unable to go anyplace, realizing that something was happening with his mom. Also, he wasn't going to pay attention to any of her contentions. For reasons unknown, she needed to get rid of him, which implied his place was in Salem close by so he could safeguard her. Certainly, Ava attempted to play it off, however you could perceive she wasn't content with the choice. Maggie paid Nicole and her granddaughter a visit at the hospital, where she gave them her support, advice, and a blanket she had knitted. Additionally, Maggie felt responsibility over not seeing the signs in Holly, for not having the option to see something like this coming. Nicole later conceded how she didn't fault Tate, Jamie Martin Mann, for this, that she faulted herself for not being there for her little girl. Reconnecting and rejoining. As Chad left the Observer, Stephanie showed up. Somewhat of an abnormal second occurred, however Stephanie told Everett it truly wasn't just off-kilter. That she and Chad had a discussion and they've continued on. Over supper, Everett got serious about this entire medication story he's dealing with being setting off. Understand this, figure out what's going on next on Days of Our Lives. He worked on a similar story back in Seattle, which became personal when a friend died. Everything happened just before he met Stephanie. She did not know that he at any point encountered this. Everett said it was on the grounds that he needed to zero in on their relationship. At any rate, the two reconnected and thought back and left things with an optimistic outlook. While Trip and Ava shared words over his remaining in Salem, Wendy out of nowhere burst in. She adjusted her perspective. Eventually, she would have rather not left Trip in light of the fact that she cherished him. The fact that Ava only had Trip and her parents had an entire village to assist them was her justification for not going home. Notwithstanding, the discussion veered off in an unexpected direction when she didn't think Trip was as responsive to her remaining as she naturally suspected he'd be. She assumed he would be content, but she had no idea where he was coming from. He conceded he simply didn't believe she should imagine that his family was a higher priority than hers. After that, they came to an agreement and expressed their love for one another. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.